However, there were many limitations, such as the amount of space left between the vehicle and the road is too little when the shape is a teardrop, making this idea impractical. And according to number 2 in this table, the streamlined shape was maintained but was adjusted a bit so the vehicle can be moved along the ground. This increases the drag coefficient from 0.04 to 0.15. However, this idea was still impractical since it was a long-tail boat vehicle which was not widely used. Then the shape was developed into the sedan and racing car to adjust the amount of lift and drag coefficient. There are two main types of drag, the pressure drag and the skin friction drag. The domination of each type of drag depends on the shape of the vehicle. However, when talking in general, drag in vehicle aerodynamics consists mainly of three forces, regardless of the shape of the vehicle. Three of the forces can be classified into two types of drag, by frontal pressure and rear vacuum under the pressure drag, and a boundary layer under the skin friction drag. Now let's look at each force in a more detail. Frontal pressure is the attempt by the vehicle, which in this case a car, to push these air molecules out of the way in the frontal area, and it creates a drag. As these air molecules approach the car, they begin to slow down and compress. This raises the air pressure in the frontal area. Let's recall the knowledge from fluid mechanics. In the air tank with an open valve, the air molecules will naturally flow from high to lower pressure to equalize the air pressure of two places. In this case, the air molecules in the frontal part of the car will flow to the lower pressure area such as the top, side, or the bottom of the car. Rear vacuum, or the effect created by air not being able to fill the hole left by the vehicle body. As the vehicle passes through the air, it leaves some vacuum areas or holes behind the rear parts of the car, including the window and the trunk. The air cannot fill these holes in time, so it causes the flow detachment. By definition, the flow detachment or the flow separation is the inability to fill the hole left by the car. The flow separation creates the area of the low turbulent wake, and this causes the difference in pressure between the frontal and the rear parts of the vehicle and so produces the drag. And now the last one, the boundary layer. It is a thin layer of static to slow-moving air adjacent to the surfaces of a moving body. The friction between the body and the surrounding air holds back the flow nearest to the surfaces, while the air further from the body in the mainstream flows past at unabated speed.